Hello, welcome to Current Exposure. I am back. We are back. New season. Hello, everyone. So, this evening, we have a pretty okay list of topics. Let me put them down on the bottom here. Mayor Eric Adams was indicted. Bad news, big bad news. We have East Orange Councilman all smacking a phone to the ground. The phone belonged to someone who was filming a public space. And two Newark police officers dueled it out on the streets of Newark. Very interesting. And the company JAS in the city of Newark are all entangled in a fraud case where JAS was supposed to be changing out lead service lines, but they were not. And nobody was really monitoring them. They got away with this for quite some time. So yeah, we'll get into that. But let's start it off by talking about, also Zaire Ruffin will be joining us a little bit later on in the show, hopefully, to give his opinion about the situation with New York City Mayor Eric Adams and the indictment. So first, let's start with the East Orange Councilman. I forgot his first name, but he's been charged with harassment and I think destroying property or something like that. I'm not quite sure, so don't quote me on that, but he smacked the phone out of someone's hands while they were filming. He said he was being filmed. I don't know what the situation was, but unfortunately, these people go into politics and they don't understand that they're also basically considered public figures. So, especially out in public space, people can film and record in public spaces. If you don't want people to do that, don't be a politician, don't be an entertainer, just don't be a public figure. That pretty much goes with the territory. And yeah, I understand there's supposed to be a level of respect, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But there's also a code of conduct when you're a public figure or a politician out in public. So this is what you sign up for. You sign up to be exposed when you go into those positions where you're seen and all that good stuff. Hello, Miss Patty. How are you? Hello, William Hathaway. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, so I don't have the link set up right now, but I'll probably put them in a little bit later. So people can read about the East Orange Councilman and how he smacked someone's phone out of their hands and onto the ground. That's not cool at all. If you don't want to be filmed in public, don't go out in public. Like, people can take pictures, people can do not anything, but people are allowed to take pictures in the public. And it does not matter who you are. Yeah, you can politely say, I prefer you not to take my picture, go up to the person and communicate. But if you don't do that, and the person is just taking pictures and you happen to be in it, that doesn't give you the right to go and slap their phone out of their hand, assuming that they're on the same page as you and not wanting to be filmed. Like, why be a public figure or a politician if you have a problem with dealing with people and people interacting with you in public spaces? Like, that's what the job entails when you sign up for it. And people don't understand that. It's not your private organization. William Hathaway says elected officials are leaders. They're supposed to be right. Right. Now, I would not have done that if I were an elected official and I was out in public at a park and someone seemingly was recording me with my family or whatever the case was. And I had an issue with it. I think I would approach the person with common respect if I thought they were recording me, because who knows, maybe he wasn't. And sometimes people think people are out to get them and it's all in their mind. But anyway, I would have approached the person and asked him or her to not record me or to exclude me out of their recording. But you know what? I wouldn't even do that, actually. I wouldn't even say anything, because I can say that and they can still do it. And I can do nothing about it because I'm in a public space. Now, if they were in my house and like the sliver of my blinds recording, then that's something else. Then that's like next level harassment, stalking, whatever. Because if you have to get that close to my window and you're able to figure out how you can see between that little slit in my blind to see what's going on in my household, or exposing whatever's going on in my household, then that would be like a reason. I mean, I wouldn't even, slap the phone out of a person's hand. I'm not doing all of that. That's just too much work for me. So, you know what? I tried to justify a reason why someone would do that, but I don't have a reason. And I just think it's unfortunate that a council member and a person in a position of leadership decided to solve his problems that way. I think, like, the phone didn't break, fortunately, but I think like that was just a bad idea. And if you're that impulsive to go into a rage like that, to slap something out of somebody's hands, that's rage. I don't care what people try to dress it up as to make it not seem more than what it is, but that's rage when you're slapping things out of people's hands. So I just would not have done that. And I'm disappointed in that councilman, and some of these politicians are out of control. This is a CorrupTOBER Fest. So Moving on to the Newark police officers, the two Newark police officers that decided to duel it out on the streets of Newark. If anyone has that link, feel free to put it into the comment section so other people can see it. Hello, Leonard. How are you? But yeah, I was a little bit I was like, wow, I was a little bit shocked by the fact that we have two Newark police officers who are in some type of conflict where they're like out fighting on the street. And excuse me, RLS Media has the story. Hey Farrakhan, how are you? So yes, RLS Media has the story. So you can Google it, or maybe I'll add the link a little bit later after. But yes, if they're fighting each other, if the Newark police officers are fighting each other, how effective are they truly being out in the streets? And the beef that's going on between the Newark police officers does not make me feel safe at all. And I think, quite frankly, it's an embarrassment to be out there in your uniform fighting, male officer, female officer, just out there going at each other. Meanwhile, they want to hold other people accountable. I mean, in my personal opinion, the Newark Police Department is very flawed. Everything that can be wrong with it is wrong with it. And without getting into too many details with my own personal encounters with the Newark Police Department, which have been, you know what, good and bad. But for the most part, not so good. Hello, Diane. How are you? Leonard Elliott Ellis says it really is. But yeah, so they're out there fighting. And what type of example is that setting for the greatest city of Newark? I just think it's just, yeah, that whole police department, I don't know what's going on. And they just built something on Bergen Street. I think it's a training facility. They spent millions of dollars building. Meanwhile, people are struggling to find housing. You have the homeless czar that's in commercials and all over the media, including social media, about these, what were they? The shipping container homes and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah, they're just struggling to live. Wait, hold up. We have some people. I got distracted. Hello, Mayo. Yes, it is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Newark PD is a joke. And it's, that unfortunately our tax dollars are spent on just people being ineffective. Very ineffective. What happened to that? To what? Get in the details, Mayo. What happened to what? Um, I was talking about a lot of stuff. Bring me back. I don't know if the two officers were disciplined, but if they're not getting along, I wonder, like, what do we do with that? Will we? Oh, okay, right, exactly. What happened to the houses for the homeless? Right, yeah, they bragged about it, but people have nowhere to live. People have nowhere to live. People are struggling to live. But you know what? I think it's a combination of things. And we'll do another show on that and we'll like expand and, you know, pull it out more because some of it has a lot to do with personal responsibility or individual responsibility, whichever one you want to call it, but it's basically things that people should be doing for themselves that they aren't doing for themselves. Um so yeah, but we'll do a whole nother show about that. But as far as back to the two Newark officers dueling it out on the streets, no good. No good at all. Let me see where Zaire is because I would love to bring him in. Let's see. I am texting Zaire. Okay. Miss Patty said, yes, that is true. I agree. I agree. But I want to bring Zaire in to discuss two of our next topics regarding attorney general offices. We have Mayor Eric Adams being indicted for bribes, taking bribes from a Turkish government. And that's pretty huge. That's big. That's nothing that's just going to disappear. Um, so there's been over $100,000 spent, I believe, on flights, luxurious flights, sitting in the best class of seats on the plane and booking into expensive and exclusive hotels, like hotels that where one hotel bill was $41,000. $41,000. That's more than some people's annual salary. So $41,000 for a couple of days on an airplane and in a luxurious hotel is a lot. And Adams, there are emails where Adams seemingly tries to cover up the gifts that he's received from the Turkish government. What it's looking like is something similar to what we saw with Menendez. And I believe with Menendez, it was the Turkish government too. So it seems as though they have, maybe there's several United States politicians that have been interacting and operating with the Turkish government. Because I'm thinking like, wow, Eric Adams and the Turkish government too? Corey Smith is here. Hello, hello, how are you? But do get into the comments about Mayor New York City Mayor Eric Adams and what your opinion is. Let me see. I do. Hold on, we got Zaire on.
All right. What's going on,
Hello,
King? What's going on, King?
Zaire.
Okay.
It's
Brr.
great to see
Big brr.
you.
Like what Italy said, big brr.
Yes,
For sure.
yes,
So what we got going
yes.
on?
Hello, cousin.
Hey, how
How are
y'all doing?
you?
Baby, where
Hello,
are you?
Ramon. Baby, where are
Baby, where are you?
you? Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
super.
go. Okay, so I just basically talked about New York City Mayor Eric Adams, the
Yes.
indictment. The press conference also was
He's
held
looking at
by.
significant jail time. I'm just gonna interject. He is more than likely he's gonna either is gonna settle in the plea bargaining or he's gonna be convicted.
Mm,
Um, the thing about with the feds, they got time, right? And
right.
so remember, state charges can be persecuted within federal courts, along with federal charges, not in vice versa. Only state charges are applicable. I believe it is vice versa. I believe it is. It depends. However, what I will say is that he is going to look at some jail time. Here's why: the U.S. Attorney's Office, they're a very good office, right? They do mock trials in the U.S. Attorney's Office to see if they actually would win cases,
Wow.
and they play the defense and they play the prosecution. I think that with the amount of evidence that they already have. I read the indictment. It stated that we believe.
Scathing
Yeah,
56 pages.
yeah. I read majority of it, and they said that we believe. We believe, or we have speculation of certain things,
Ooh.
and that should come out when they clarify when they go to court and clarify some things when it comes to discovery and things like that. Now, do I believe in some of these allegations and things like that? Yes and no, because everybody's
Okay.
presumed innocent until guilty, until
Right,
proven guilty.
right,
And I think that a lot of people we rush to judgment very early when it comes to criminal justice and phases of the criminal justice system. I'm a very big believer in in a person despite my even career path is just that everyone's innocent, even if they did it in front of a camera, even if they did it in front of multiple witnesses and things like that. Irrespective of that, though, some witnesses can lie. Some people who have, some witnesses can lie, as we see in the YSL case, right? We have
right, right.
witnesses that now these witnesses are lying, and they're saying that they're
Absolutely.
lying. Not only with that, though, you even may have some people that will go to the police before and say, hey, these are the things, and place burden on the other person, which may be the victim,
Right.
or their actions may have been justified in certain circumstances, right? So
That's okay.
I just believe that is he going to face some jail time? Yes, those are some heavy allegations, specifically when it comes to bribery. Um, Kind of like not sure if I think they hit him with the racketeering. Did they hit him with racketeering? I don't think they hit him with racketeering.
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
don't recall any racketeering.
yeah.
I just know the bribery.
Usually,
Oh, we lost you. We lost you, Zaire. William Hathaway says the governor of New York is closing and watching the case.
hello.
Yes. Oh, you went out on us again, Zaire. You faded. Are you coming back?
Hello.
I can hear you, but you're like frozen on the screen. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know. All right. I agree, Ramon. Technical difficulties. I'm trying to get Zaire back on. He was on a roll too. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, wow. So, can everyone see me? Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. We got Zaire back. Hold on. There we go. What happened? Oh, we had him back. And then it went down again. Okay, you can okay. We can see me. Okay. Zaire, are you back?
I don't know. I think it's you. Could you see me?
We can see you. Yes, we can see you now. Yep.
Okay, you can hear me clearly.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
because you were on a roll. Now you were saying
So I
he's
believe that
innocent until proven
proven
guilty,
guilty.
even
When I
though
read
with
in
the
some of the
serious
upgrades for
allegations.
Turkish Airlines, I need to know what was actually in exchange. It failed to provide what was actually in exchange. Just for a building to be built, to me that really doesn't resolve around it. Him taking trips to Turkish or to getting upgrades because he's the mayor. Anybody can give him an upgrade. Well, hey, you're the mayor. Let's upgrade your ticket. You know what I'm saying?
But
And so
he
I
didn't
just don't
report
think
it.
that he
And
did,
then
but
he
no,
tried to
but
cover up. He
he
tried to
didn't
go
try to
back
cover
and
it up.
pay. He didn't try to go back and pay.
Yeah,
Let's
he thought.
can we
So for an example, right? If I work for United, right, knowing who you are, say if you were the mayor, God willing, you become the
right,
mayor, but if you were the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and I
right.
work for United, and I'm like, you know what, Key, I'm gonna give you an upgrade. I'm the say if I'm the director or the general manager of United that runs pretty much the entire EWR, right? I just say, hey, I'm gonna get you a first class seat. I don't want nothing in return, but I'm just gonna get you a first class seat because you're the mayor, right? I can do that though. Now, in order for a bribery to take place, there has to be an exchange of goods, and it has to be what you call a contract, meeting of the minds, right? That I gave you this, you gave me this in return, right? There has
Mhm.
to be a benefit to it, though, right? Because if there's no actual benefit to it, there's pretty much no agreement, right? Or no
Mhm.
consideration to it. So I need to see myself, would he actually benefit from just getting the upgrade though? He got the upgrade though, but what was he doing actually in exchange though? You speculated some of the exchange. Well, getting the fire codes,
Mhm.
and that's a state regulation. So the most
Mhm.
that he really could be charged with is just state regulations though, because he
Mhm.
violated state regulations on safety and creating hazardous pretty much create a hazardous environment for workers or for the consulate in and of itself, right?
Mhm.
However, when he took the trip, him taking trips though, it's like, okay, he's taking the trips though, but what was actually in exchange for those trips? What were the
Mhm.
quote unquote influence that he was receiving from the a Turkish official? What was
Mhm.
actually taking place? What were the conversations? What was going on?
They said contributions through straw donors.
But a lot of people can do straw donors. Even in our election, they do straw donors.
Yeah, I agree.
So my thing is, yes, you got straw donors though. And it actually, one of the text messages that he also provided was like, he specified to his secretary, we cannot take money from non-US citizens. And that's exactly, he said, do not take money from non-US. So that shows already right there, depending on what that conversation and length was about, because all we seen was just a little bit of something. Because the
Mhm.
prosecution can make, as long, and people don't understand, it's not only even just by trial by trial by jury, it could also be a trial by media to create the media firestorm and create these whims of media cycles that can also prosecute somebody, because somebody could be guilty without even being found actually guilty. You get what I'm saying? Based on public opinion. So right
Right.
now, I just think that we shouldn't just rush to judgment
Adam
because of,
said that.
yeah, we shouldn't just come to judgment because, all right, this person is accused of something, because people say, oh, that the federal prosecution have a 90 something conviction rate, but we're not talking about how many cases that they dismiss, or a motion to dismiss is filed right before a verdict or right before during trial, because they know they're going to lose, right? They only get the convictions to things that they know they're going to win. So if we really put up to the test, and we really say, if we count motion to dismiss, say if out of 250 cases that they may do, say if a year, just say if it's a hypothetical,
Mm-hmm.
right? And of the 250, 250, let's just say 100, right? 100
Mm-hmm.
is dismissed, right? And say if, people were found guilty, and out of that, 100 was, they took plea bargains, and 50 they got convicted. They're not going to count the dismissals of the 100.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to count that as they. So it's this perception that we win all our cases, when we really don't win all our cases, so to speak.
Hmm.
And, excuse me. And remember, they can just watch you from a mile away while they're building up their cases and things like that against you, or if you're doing anything wrong or anything like that.
Mm.
Me, it's just, from what I've seen, do I believe that they may have enough to convict? Yes, I think they may have enough to convict. However, it's all about the totality of the circumstances, how well they put together their argument, how his defense is, what can he
Mm-hmm.
prove from
Right.
those text messages? What can he say from these conversations? A witness may go up and say, "Well, you know what? We took it. We took the money because we not only he was getting advance, but we were getting money. We saw it as getting free money. We didn't know it was illegal on his part. Stuff could happen unbeknownst to him. You get what I'm saying? So I never really put nothing by people, because once again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Now, would it may end up in a plea bargaining? Yeah, right. It may end up in a plea bargaining. It may result in probation, because they don't have parole in the federal system. So, supervised, I guess, time, or if he gets his corruption charge, downgraded, or, he'll take, whatever it may be, that can happen. That's when it comes to a lot of litigation, so
Right.
to speak, though. And so that's usually what it usually comes to. I believe, um, you know, he's innocent until proven guilty. I haven't really seen anything that was a wow factor. All it was just a bunch of campaign contribution jargon, and and some other things that I've read throughout the affidavit, that the indictment. So
Mm-hmm.
it all comes down to whether, if they dismiss it, he beat it, But if they
Okay.
go and they continue to press these charges and go to court and things like that, hey, it is what it is. But an
Okay.
indictment, all an indictment is uh, a preponderance. It's like an indictment is not an actual charge. An indictment means that the prosecution has the preponderance of the evidence to charge based off the jury's recommendation. You get what I'm saying? So that
Right.
doesn't mean that they're actually charged. The prosecutor has to file the charges. So once the indictment comes, and mind you, you got 12 people that, in the prosecution does not have to provide evidence of anything that can dispel their belief or truth. All they could put everything guilty, and the one thing that can make you look innocent, they don't have to include in grand jury indictments. People are not understanding that, though. So they don't have to. When you go to grand jury, they can make it seem a way that this person is a terrorist. But yet again, when it goes to court, and they play, the defense brings up these defenses, and this is why this was done, and this is why that was said. They don't do that. All they can do is, like, legally, is pretty much make the person look guilty and just say, "Hey, do you got enough?" So it's really not meaning anything when they get a grand jury indictment. So
Okay. William Hathaway says every elected official has to report their campaign funds, and the campaign manager must didn't do their job.
yeah, but that doesn't really fall upon the mayoral candidate. You get what I'm saying? So if that person failed to do their job, there was negligence. There was negligence, not of malice, intent to deceive the public or intent to do anything on behalf of the mayor. Because if the mayor, once again, unbeknownst to him, if that person failed to properly do their job and document things that are going on, had a violation of things occurred, yes, but should it be put on the lap of the mayor? To me, no. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're trusting somebody with one job though, and they fail to do that job though, it shouldn't be their responsibility
Yeah,
to set the
but
grade.
didn't he pick the person
He picked the person. For an example, Shakima, all right?
and the
If you were to
person let him
hire an
down?
attorney,
You know what
if
I
you would,
mean?
yeah, but if you were to hire an attorney, you may
Mm-hmm.
not know all the laws or case laws or things like that, right? You
Right.
hire them based on their expertise within a certain specific field, right? So you hire them either as a contractor, well, that is technically contract though, if they're not part of a law firm and things like that, and you hire them and you say, hey, you have a specialized skill set with a specialized degree that matches that specialized skill set. And
Okay.
he didn't, and like you said, it depends on if that person or if he at with the campaign control a substantial amount of the do's and don'ts and how this person can and cannot do. Now, if he hired a campaign manager or it's like a treasury secretary, things like that, and they hired him, they said, well, based off your specialized experiences, a specialized task for you,
Right.
do this. It's like you really can't put that on the organization because it was a specialized thing. Now, with one thing to be like, well, this is how we're going to do it. This is how this is going to be done. And these are the steps to do it and to take it to do it. That's when it becomes the responsibility. You get what I'm saying? It's like you
Right.
really can't sue doctors. You can't sue hospitals based on doctors' negligence at times, though, right? Because some doctors are specifically the specialized doctors. You only can sue them based on their specialized, things, so to speak, what they specialize in. You can't really sue them for just the procedure itself and sue the hospital because the hospital doesn't have any specialized credentials in that. The hospital, all it is a facility that runs, emergency care or,
So
things like that.
basically, you're saying the person who made the mistake or the foul up should be the one held accountable and they
I,
should be charged.
not even chart. Once again, it all depends based off the tally of the circumstances that is presented to the jury to state that this person either made a mishap or purposely deceived this person or whatever
But
it is, though.
they're the specialists.
So if they're
So
the
if the
specialist, they can be held
specialist,
accountable. If they're the
okay,
like I said, these are all hypotheticals. If he put somebody in charge that specialized in this specific area and who were certified based off certain regulations that had to be certified in X, Y, and Z,
right,
and
I
he
see what you're
hired them.
saying.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now what if the mayor controlled everything? If what if he micromanaged and said do this, do
If he
that?
controlled everything, then he participated. That means he
So,
engaged in
okay.
the business of that thereof of bribery or taking money and things like that. He engaged in it.
Now, isn't this the same Turkish government with Menendez that Menendez was all
Nah,
wrapped up with? That
Menendez was
wasn't?
Egypt. It was
Oh,
Egypt.
that was Egypt? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Correction, everybody. I was up here saying, oh, it was the same thing with Menendez, but this is a similar situation, though.
Yeah. Yeah, foreign influence has subsequently took up. These some of these officials are spies, so to speak. So
Right. So, why are they taking money and donations and flights and all this other
they can say
stuff?
I'm a billionaire, right? They can say I'm a Turkish billionaire. They can finesse it. When you're spying on another country, depends on what you're spying and who's your target. You can make as much. You have everything at your disposal for that organization, for that agency, right?
Hmm.
So if you would have a CIA agent making $150,000, right?
Right.
They can go to another country, the CIA, whatever. Well, not agent. Well, pretty much case officer. That's usually what they are, and those are the actual spies, right?
Okay.
And they flip people to make them spies from
Mm.
other places. So for an example, say if you have a secretary of the president, right, and you got the case officer He sees her or whatever it is. They got the package, Target package, whatever. He sees her. He goes to the secretary. He takes her out for lunch, right? He tries to gather her up, see where she lives, see what she does, things like that. That's usually how they get spies. They don't really get like that's how spies are developed. People think that spies are like trained and you go somewhere and you pretty much become the secretary. No, you flip the secretary, you flip the people closest around the actual target to gain that information, right?
Right.
So you usually don't see U.S. intelligence officers actually really engage in the actual spying. Depends on what it is they may spy. Um, but yeah, though, so he can say, "Hey, I'm a millionaire," and guess what? That CIA case officer can do say, "Yo, I still go to the station chief. Yo, I need $500,000. I need this. I need that. I need a house. I need a car. I need this. I need this, and that." And that can happen. That can happen.
Right. So we have William Hathaway saying in New Jersey, if you don't file the proper paperwork for election reports, you get a big fine. If you don't file the paperwork during the election period, it's either for mayor, council, or school board. And Turner Jones said, peace, peace to you too, brother.
Peace, brother.
And Ramon said people rush to judgment immediately after an allegation occurs before going on trial, which has stated all suspects are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law.
Yeah, and I just elaborate on that though too, half of the whole time.
Okay, Mayo Keenan says, oh wait, hold up. William Hathaway said that look at Trump, he got
All right, so with the
convicted
Trump,
34 counts of committed
yeah.
crimes and he's
So
running for
no,
president.
technically he didn't. Number one, he got convicted of something that was outside the statute of limitations. Two, he was convicted of a federal crime he was convicted as what you say a federal question in a state court. Certain federal questions or things of a probability or something like that has anything applicable to federal law has to be tried in federal court. So 9 times out of 10 he may win on the appeal. So he was wrongfully convicted. Number one, it was a misdemeanor at first, right? And then they upgraded it to a
Mm.
felony, and that's how they convicted him. So if they can do that to him, the former president of the United States, and a billionaire, someone who has uh, uh, a real estate tycoon. If they could do it to him, they can do it to any black or brown person from any lower communities of color. So we need to fight that injustice altogether because the fact that if they can curtail the law to best fit a conviction against him, they can do that to anybody. So I don't know why people are so happy about the 34 convictions. It all but more proves the liberal standpoint of the deficiencies within the very criminal justice system that we complain about. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Mayo Keenan said that would be horrific. He will have too much power, and Trump wants to be a dictator,
Trump
not a
doesn't really want to
president.
be a dictator, though. I don't think he wants to be a dictator. I think there was more peace. Hey, hey, and I got the purple. I got my
Just
favorite hoodie on
shady,
too.
purple. That's why I had
I
to
got
put
my
that up
purple.
there.
My Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh
I got my
yes,
Lakers
we
hoodie on.
we we like the Lakers. We
So
like the
yeah, I
Lakers.
mean, yeah. So it's just, I agree with the conviction? No, I don't agree with it. I don't think he wants to be a dictator. I think he actually created a lot of peace. He did a lot of good things when it comes to global stability. And from that standpoint, though, and there's a lot of things that he said that the media once again takes out of focus. The media can control a narrative. Remember that though. He can't control the media. The media controls a narrative. So, hey, but I hope you vote. I want people to go out and vote. But November 7th, right?
Yes,
You go out
yes.
and vote
It's
and vote for
it's
what's right. Vote for what's
November. Hold
5th or
on.
7th.
I believe the 5th.
Okay, November 5th.
I believe it's the 5th. Yep, November 5th.
November 5th.
November
All right.
5th. Please, people, yes, go out, vote because I'm hearing a lot of dissatisfaction with the way certain things are operating. but a lot of it is connected to getting change in legislation. So if people even if people aren't voting, they're not pressing up on these people who can make
Mm-hmm.
certain changes, like especially with the housing. Everything is pretty much um have the prices have inflated to the point where it's not affordable for people. People
Mm-hmm.
don't want to connect and room together or whatever, for whatever reasons. It's a lot going on. People just cannot afford their own space. Oh, hold
Mm-hmm.
on. We have Ani says, and don't forget to early vote 10/26 to November 3rd. That was their early voting. And just Shady, thank you for popping in. You have a good night too.
You have a good night too.
But hold on, wait. What were we saying? Oh, I lost my train of thought.
The voting and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, right. People are not satisfied with the way things are going, and those things can be changed through elected officials and them creating legislation to make those changes. So
Right.
that's why I encourage people to vote, or even if they don't want to vote, interact with those elected officials. Let
Mm-hmm.
them know what you're experiencing. Let them know
Mm-hmm.
why there needs to be change or why something isn't working out for
Yeah.
you. And the reason why I vote is because I like to vote for people that I know are working in my best interest. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that because I listen to them, I watch them, and I see what they're doing in the community. So that's what makes me want to support them and give them my vote, because they're doing the work. They're getting things done that I can't really get done because I'm not in that environment. And plus, I don't have that type of time or interest in that area. So I support certain people that I know are who are going to represent me, in my interests, and make sure I'm able to thrive.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I watched the debate between the vice presidents. It wasn't too bad. I like the fact that they let each other talk. It was very they were very respectful to each other. And I was like, wow, okay. They had a lot of points on both sides. They were making some great points. It was what, a debate should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, now what is your take on, okay, so in the city of Newark, there was a company, well, there were two people charged for fraud. With
Mm-hmm.
the lead service line replacements in Newark, the New Jersey Attorney General
Well, U.S. That
Sullinger,
was the U.S. That was the
U.S.
U.S. attorney.
My
Yeah.
bad, U.S. Attorney General Sullinger.
Mm-hmm.
The two people were arrested. It was the CEO, Michael Sawyer, and it was, I can't remember the lady's name. She was the foreperson.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we were talking earlier about corrupt politicians not being brought
Right.
to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
justice
Yeah.
in New Jersey.
It's a lot that's happening in Jersey that a lot of people don't know about. I don't think that our attorney general, I don't. I think he's doing a good job with the best he has.
Why do you say with the
It's
best
just
he
it's
has?
I don't know. I don't know what resources he has. I don't know what things he may be trying to do.
Mm,
I don't know because there is a shortage of FBI agents. There is a shortage of um, HSI agents and things like that.
really?
I just feel as though there could have been much more done because somebody who was verifying what was the continuity of this plan of dishing out 10 million or this 180 something $1 million plan, and how did it get from point A to point B?
Right,
Who was doing the hiring? How was the hiring? What was the requirements of the hiring? What was
right,
the amount? That's just a lot of questions that a lot of us have. That's a lot of questions.
right.
A lot of questions.
Absolutely.
A lot of
I
questions.
want.
I don't
I
know.
wanted
I
to
honestly
know.
don't know though.
I wanted. I wanted. I want this to be looked into further because, like you said, yeah, who hired these people? What type of request for proposal went out, and what did this company submit? How did they even
Mm-hmm.
get involved to be selected? Who is this CEO? What is his background? Who is this foreperson? What is her background?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100%. And also, right, what process was the city of Newark implementing in making sure that people had the skills and were
Mm-hmm.
actually doing the job? Now, from
Yeah,
my
I honestly don't even
understanding,
know.
photos were sent from this company
Yep.
to the city of Newark to show completed work.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Miss Patty, we have quite a few questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, yeah, we
So,
do.
and and I agree, the corruption in New Jersey politics is nothing new, but it's also time to
Yep.
clean it up. It's
Yeah.
it's it's overrated. It's in the way. We need to just start like being a more effective state all the way down to the counties and to the cities. But right, going back to this JAS company who lied about changing out lead service lines and billing the city of Newark for it. So basically, these people
Mm-hmm.
were pretending that they changed out the lead service lines by smashing up the cement and the concrete, digging up the earth, showing, taking pictures of the lead service lines once
Yep.
they did that, and then throwing the dirt right back on to the lead service line without changing it out, and then cementing everything and paving
Mm-hmm.
it like some work was done. They were getting away with this for months. And
Yep.
then they also didn't change out lead service lines at certain locations. They didn't even dig the ground up and pretend that they
Mm-hmm.
did it. They
Yep.
just rolled past and sent the bill and said, "Oh, we did this one." Meanwhile, the lead readings were still high
Hi.
for those particular addresses. Yes, my goodness, Miss Patty. So let me see if I could put that in the link. I'll
Mm-hmm.
put that. Let me get that up here because that was, hold on. Let me just type that in. Just type that in really, really quickly. Uh I think there was a YouTube on that one. They did
Mm-hmm.
a YouTube video on it.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
where's
wow.
where's the
Now,
Newark Water Coalition when you need them?
right. Right.
That's all I'm gonna
Right.
say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree. I agree. Let me see. Hold on. Let me, and I think they have, who is, I gotta get the name of the other person. Latronia Sanders. So aka T of Roselle, New Jersey, and Michael Sawyer, 57, of Burlington, New Jersey. That was the four-person and the CEO, respectively. Let me hold on. Let me put this. The video statement. Hold up. The video statement was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's copy that. Okay. I am putting it in the comments for you folks right there so you can go to it. Mayo Keenan says, I could have told y'all that so-called pipe replacement was BS. I watched them put some kind of material into my area pipe and put it back in the ground. So yes, everyone could click on to the
Mm-hmm.
link and watch um
That's that.
the video of the charges and details on what happened, how everybody found out. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Let me see. Let's go to I am, hold on, let me put this up here. Here's another link. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, and Zaire, what were you saying earlier too before we go about the attorney general being so polite to corrupt New Jersey politicians?
I don't think it's not even polite. I don't think that it's just that I don't see it as prevalent. So my question is it actually there or is it just this big myth that New Jersey is one of the most corrupt states? You know what I'm saying though? It's like I believe that he's doing all he can with what he has. But is it being televised as much as the one in New York or many other states?
Okay. Okay.
That's just it for me. It's just I'm very curious. I think he did a good job with this North Water thing, and I appreciate him for that. I really do appreciate him taking on the water case. That's something that should have been looked at a long time ago. But I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
he
appreciate
did.
it.
He did.
I appreciate it. And I also appreciate him when he did that community outreach program too. When he came around to different parts of
That
the
was
state.
different. That was
Yeah, but it's
definitely
still though.
different. Yeah.
It's still that like that can tend to lead to those investigations though.
Okay.
It can lead to those investigations. So, you know,
Okay.
who
I
knows?
got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Let me see. Hold on. I got some links. I got some links that I'm putting in.
Let's see who else the comments.
Oh, go into the comments. Feel free.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm about to sign out.
Okay. All right. See you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
so
coming on.
I
It was a
appreciate you.
pleasure.
I know. Thank you for the exposies. Thank you, Kima. I'm about to sign.
You're welcome.
I'm about to sign out. I'm gonna be in the comment section.
Okay. All
All right.
right.
All right.
Peace. But yeah, so I put some links into the comments for you all to see. Hold on, let me see. I want to put oh, this was a week ago. I'm putting the New York United States Attorney General Office for Southern District of New York. Okay, Mayo Keenan says, let's keep it real. Stealing money from the people of Newark is more like a rite of passage for politicians and business owners. I mean, it seems like that sometimes. It really does. And that's pretty sad. That's really sad, that we have to go through that. What else? I want to give you, hold up, I got one more link about the New Jersey councilman who slapped the phone from the man. Okay. Oh, his name is Christopher All. I couldn't remember that. Wow. Okay, those are the links. So you all know that I didn't come on social media to mislead you or misguide you. Feel free to continue to comment. Keep joining us on Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad to be back. This is Current Exposure. I am Shakima K, and I'm out of here. Peace.